Hey friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Mel, and today I'm doing a video that I've been wanting to do for so long, and I'm so glad that it's finally here. It is my everyday makeup look. This is it. This is the look. I've been meaning to film this for some time now, and I've kind of been procrastinating on it a little bit, but I'm so glad that it's finally here. So if you want to see how I get this makeup look that I wear every single day, then stay tuned. I'm going to start off with a primer, and today I'm going to be using the Instant Glow by Rodial. I kind of choose my primer based on how my skin's looking that day. So if I feel like it needs a bit more hydration and a glow, I'll go for this one. But then if I'm going for more of an evening look, I'll go for, or it's a warm day and I need my skin to be a little bit more dry, then I'll go for like a mattifying primer. So next up is foundation, and then I'm going to go in with the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation by NARS. I've used this for a really long time and I really trust NARS foundations. I just feel like the coverage is exactly what I want it to be, and it just blends with my skin really well. This is the shade Punjab, and I'm going to take 2 pumps of this. So I put it on the corner of my hand, and then I use a buffing brush to just pop it on the skin. So once I've popped that on with the brush, I then go in with a damp beauty blender, and I just find that this kind of melts it more into the skin and gives it a very seamless look. Always make sure that your beauty blender is damp. I've had so many friends before, they're like, this beauty blender thing doesn't work. And I'm like, is it wet? Is it a bit damp? And they're like, no. And I'm like, that's what it is. If your beauty blender is not damp, then it's a sponge at the end of the day, so it will take the product off your face. So if it's slightly damp, then that stops the product being absorbed and it just helps blend. Really trying to make sure I get as close and kind of into the hairline as possible as well. So for concealer, I go in with the NARS Soft Matte Concealer, and I am shade Medium 1 Custard. And I've used this for years and I love this so much. So I think the coverage is brilliant. I'm just dabbing my brush in there, and then I'll show you how I conceal, because I only conceal certain areas. Thanks to TikTok, I learned this trick on TikTok. I just pop some here under my eye. I pop some in the corner of my eye, lifting it. Do that on the other side. And then I get dark next to my nose, so just a tiny dab there. And then near my mouth, I'll take the concealer and just drag that up as well, slightly. And that's how we conceal now. So then I go in my beauty blender again, and then I just blend that out. To contour and to create some shadow on my face, I take the Fenty Beauty Matchsticks in the shade Suede, and this is really handy. I find it really so useful to just use a stick all over. So what I do is, I think a trick that I do is I kind of bring my head down, and then where you see natural shadow, that's where you apply the contour. But I also don't like to go in too heavy, because this is an everyday look, so you don't want to like be like chick chick. Or maybe you do, but like I have quite defined features, so you can really tell if I've overdone it. So I'm just going to take it from the forehead and then bring it right down to here. And then here I can see that's where my cheekbone is. So put a little bit there. And I stop mid. I don't think there's any need to go any further than that. And on the same side, do that. And then underneath, just a little bit of jawline. Just a line there and a line there. And I'm taking my brush just to blend that out. And here, when you blend this out, make sure you're blending upwards, so it has a very lifting effect to the face. And then I'll literally go in with the beauty blender again, because you can never be too blended. And I think it's really easy sometimes in certain lights to forget certain areas, or certain areas already look blended. So it's good to just make sure. So for highlight, I'm going to go in with the Marc Jacobs Spotlight Glow Stick. And this is what it looks like. It's really cool. So I think it's made for direct application, but I like to just put some on my finger and then dab it just so I have a bit more control over how much product I'm applying. So I'm going to take some here and just put some on the top of my cheekbones. Look at that. That is so, how nice is that? I much prefer a cream highlight, if I'm to be quite honest. I just feel that it blends better. Yes. Highlight's always my favourite part, because all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I look radiant. And then I'm try and be very, very light-handed with this, but I'll put a bit on the tip of my nose, tiny bit, and then blend that out with my finger. And then here, tiny bit on my forehead. I think I've blended that quite well with my finger. However, I will still go in with the beauty blender just to be on the safe side. Then, before we set everything, so I've just got this, but I've used this so many times. It's the MAC Soft Ochre Pro Longwear Paint Pot. Such a mouthful to say. So what I'm trying to do here is create almost like a blank canvas for the eye, so that any eyeshadow I put on it later will just stick and hold very well for the whole day. So I'm just gonna dab that on. Yeah, just gonna dab that on there on both eyes. Just a light layer. So then you've got a blank canvas and you're ready. And then to set everything, always the classics, the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I know a lot of people use this for baking, but I just use it as a light kind of powder layer, just for during the day. So I'll get like a fluffy brush, and what I'll do is I'll pop it in the areas that I know that either makeup will move around or that I'll get a lot of shine that I don't necessarily want. Just there, just dab it. And then I always get a bit of shine here, so just pop that in there. Bit on my chin. My top tip for also making your makeup last, which is something that I've struggled with over when it's been really hot and I've been trying to shoot. But the best thing that I always do to give eye makeup some longevity is taking some of this and then popping it over whatever your base is. And this basically just dries out the eye area, because what makes makeup move is oil. So the more matte the area is, the longer that your makeup will last. And now we're ready for eyes. So for eyes, I am using the Zoeva Caramel Melange palette. I'm gonna go with Caramel Melange. It's because it sounds really fancy. I hope I'm saying that right. And I really love this palette, and I will say that I've got two Zoeva palettes, and I do think that they are so good. The pigment is fantastic. I honestly couldn't recommend it more. But if you're like me and you like browns and golds and neutrals, this is a very good all-rounder palette to have. So here are the colours. So for my crease, what I do is I go in with Finish Sensual, which is this kind of mid-brown colour. I always start off quite light and then just build up. So sometimes it can just kind of look like nothing, but I feel like for during the day, less is always more. And then I blend upwards, almost imagining like there's a line here. So I don't want to cross that line, because I just always want it to have a lifting effect on the eyes to look more awake and bright. So on this side, I'll do the same. Okay, and then for my lid, what I do is I go for almost just like a natural lid colour anyway. So that's Universal Delight, which is this really light nude brown. Hey. And to be honest, it's not really far off my actual skin colour, which is what I want, because I just want it to look as natural as possible. So I always have a wing with my eye makeup, and I don't know, that's just always been my style forever. Literally since I was a teenager, I've been doing like a cat eye. I think it's always a very classic and feminine look. But at the moment, over the whole spring summer period, I have learnt to just lighten it up. So instead I'm doing a bit more of a wing, just with an angled brush and a dark brown shade, so it's not as heavy as a liquid eyeliner look. That palette doesn't have a dark brown that I think is suitable for this. So I go for a matte dark brown shade that you can find in the e.l.f. Bite Size palette. And this is called Truffle. And to be honest, if you were to buy, this is so affordable. I feel like it's like around I feel like it's around £3, but this is such a lifesaver, this palette. Like if I'm ever traveling, I literally just bring, so I'll go in with this dark brown shade here. I take a small angled brush and just pop that in there, go in and create a wing. But I only do the outer corner of my eye, I don't bring it all the way over. So I'll start here. Using an angled brush is also so much easier because the brush kind of does the work for you in terms of creating lines. So I just bring it into my lash line. Repeating the same on the other side. There we go. So much better. I feel like my eyes are naked without any form of liner. I literally feel like if I don't have liner on, I'm like, oh, please, I'm naked. Okay, to finish off the eyes, we need mascara. And at the moment, I'm alternating between two mascaras, but this is definitely the one that I use for every day. This is the Marc Jacobs At Lashed Mascara, and I cannot explain how much I love this. I genuinely, I mean, I've seen so many people use this beforehand, and I was like, is it really that good? Yes, it is. It's really that good. There's something about it, I don't know how they've done it, but it just doesn't clump. So it gives you kind of like a light, just fluffy lash. I will show you. So I go in, just quickly curl my lashes because I find that I don't have much lash. So I need all the help that I can get. Okay, so please look at this. I don't know if you can see, this is with and this is without. So I'm just gonna do the same on the other side. Okay, so I don't fill in my eyebrows, but I do lift up the hairs, and I'm going to be using the Benefit Gimme Brow. Just to give a light kind of wispy brow effect. Okay, and then for lips, I usually get asked what my go-to lip combo is, and it's always this. I discovered this lip combo I think in 2016 so a long time ago now. I use the MAC Cork lip liner, which is like a brownie shade, and I go in and I line my lips and I shape them how I want them to be. To make my lip colour last longer, I will fill in slightly with this lip liner, almost shading inwards. But it just increases the longevity of the colour that you have. But then to lighten it up and to give a good overall colour and just blend, I go in with the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream, and this is in the shade London. And I feel like both of those colours together just blend to make the perfect nudie pinky brown. Just before we finish, to brighten up my cheeks a bit, I go in with the MAC Gold Deposit, and then just to warm up the face slightly, I'll pop that. Again, lifting upwards, because we never want to drag our face down. And also making sure I'm going into the hairline with this and everything is blended seamlessly. Set everything. Obviously I've heard about the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, and finally about a month ago I was like, right, I've got to try this. So I did, and it really is amazing, as everyone says, and it really helped me. We had quite a hot few days in London where it was just unbelievably warm, and I was shooting on those days and I was like, oh my god, how is my makeup going to stay on? This helped so much. So I feel like this is going to be my go-to setting spray for quite a while now. So I'm just going to spritz that a bit on the face from a distance. This is always a funny one to do. Wait. And then just wait for that to dry. Take my hair back out. And I look like me again. So yeah, there you have it. This is my everyday makeup look, and this is what I wear every day. I might do different variations of this. For example, if it's like the evening time and I'm going out, I might do a bit more glitter on the lid. But generally, this is how I'm doing my makeup at the moment. I think it's a very soft, feminine, and quite natural-ish look. If you liked this look and you want me to do any more makeup looks, then please, please, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I absolutely love my YouTube fam and I love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much. I really hope that you loved this video as much as I love doing it. And yeah, thanks so much. And until next time, guys, see you later. Bye.